Okay.
Okay, start.
Let's get started. Last Saturday we talked a lot about many things. Among those was Vietnam, but I think
Today, what are you going to do?
I think I want to continue where we left last Saturday because
Continue?
Yep.
Oh, because you have excuse for next 2 weeks, so you just continue.
Yes.
Today,
Yep.
and just finish.
Yeah, I try to. Well, I don't know if I can finish, but
Okay.
let's try to.
But my question is, you're going to excuse for 2 weeks, right? And so it's supposed to be 24th next time, but 31st, still you are not.
24th, 25th.
24th. No, 25th is Saturday. But
Yeah.
When are you coming back from that?
24th.
Oh, so you mean morning session is you cannot do the next time. So you just to postpone to 27th?
25th.
No.
Oh, Monday
25th.
morning, yeah.
Yeah, 27th?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to change to 27th instead of 25th. 21st.
Mm.
And another question is, what are you going to do next time?
Well, I think Korea is still.
Korea.
Mm.
Okay, I'm going to announce Korea because otherwise they. Okay, 25th. Right?
Go your computer,
No, what? What's the word?
すごい. What did you do here?
Oh, Korea, okay.
Okay.
And I don't know what this is disappear.
Hmm.
Where is it before? South Korea. North Korea?
No.
was it?
Yeah, North Korea was North Korea in general.
Okay.
Okay.
Ethiopia.
And after that, I think well, Africa would be interesting because of the future, but not really sure about it. Maybe we should move on towards starting with the workshops.
Oh, yeah, you still try to open a workshop?
Yeah.
When? You need to prepare something. While
Yes,
you are
definitely.
here in Dutch,
Yeah.
in Netherlands, you're going to prepare something.
Yeah.
And, so let me know your plan. And,
Yes.
okay, I will submit those information to my magazine.
Mm.
So when you're going to start?
So probably in beginning of April we'll start with the workshops.
Oh, isn't it very soon?
Yeah.
Okay, so you told me last time for 3 months in course or something?
I need to design it still, but I
Okay,
think
okay, you don't in the house, you don't need to be in the house, okay. And also, okay.
Okay. So last time last Saturday we spoke about the tenacious nature of Vietnam. Tenacious meaning that they just keep on going and never give up. So tenacious means without surrendering, just going forward. So the tenacious nature of Vietnam, something that they probably inherited part of their past, being occupied by outside forces in China, France, United States. Vietnam has always been under pressure, and in order to survive, probably they also developed their tenacious nature. We briefly touched upon politics and economics, and today I would like to tell you a little bit about their culture, but want to also discuss about okay, so what does it really mean? All those like tenacious. How does that translate to negotiation? Because the series is about negotiation, and in order to look at negotiation, I studied the Vietnam War between the United States, North and South Vietnam, and actually other nations that are not so well known, but other nations were also involved in that war. Now, if we talk about Vietnamese culture, Confucian work ethic, duty and morality, you told me Takahashi-san, that the work ethic in Vietnam is maybe not as comparable to Japan, but in the region perhaps it's better than average.
So sure they're patient and tenacious.
Learning is highly is seen as very important. The sacrifice I think is something that we can see many examples of. Filial piety, support your parents, pay respect to your parents. Resistance to foreigners, that's something that is important. And it's also equal to wanting to have freedom. Freedom is a very important value in Vietnam. Nationalism, because their nation has been under threat for so many times. So nationalism is something that binds the Vietnamese. Restraint, patience, and tenacious. Pride, self-respect, giving face, saving face, especially in the northern part of Vietnam, and entrepreneurism in the south. I think we talked about this extensively last Saturday. Economic liberalization. Vietnam has been a communist state, but they are liberalizing their economy. They're not quite there yet. There are still many hurdles to overcome, but there is definitely liberalization going on. The salary gap is widening, but there's still a lot of problems with bureaucracy and corruption.
By the way, I discussed with Takahashi last Saturday in the morning regarding about rich and poor. And Vietnam is fairly amount of people are very rich just only the past 10 years. Still poor people is increasing, but also the very rich people.
Wild rich.
And so China is the same. Now is this Wednesday I'm going to handle China disparity. And disparity is spread, rich and poor. And the Chinese people are getting more richer and richer because their business is not, China and Vietnam is not, they are not type of knowledge for the manufacturing. And they just, what is their advantage is not skill or technology. They don't have like similar to China. And their advantage is, like you said, this kind of cultural issues. And mainly, you don't mention in the content of the culture, but I strongly tell the Takahashi the most major advantage of Vietnam and China is they are open-minded versus Japanese conservative. Open-minded means, okay, dealing businesses, okay, we're going to share the profit, righteousness, Confucius mind, righteousness, share profit. Like a Japanese company, why overseas people don't like Japanese people is because, okay, this is my invented product, right? So it means I'm going to get the majority of profit, 80%, I'll give you 20% or 70, 30, sort of things Japanese people offer to overseas people. But I told him, no, this is Chinese or Asian people, overseas Chinese people share the profit. It means keep connection rather than profit. Okay, keep maintain the trust relationship with each other. Much more emphasis on it instead of profit. For Vietnamese, looks like very similar to Chinese. And if you're going building up relationship with each other, okay, they're going to share profit. The Japanese people don't want to do that.
Is that something that, like opportunity driven? It seems to make a lot of sense because basically, they're in a completely different stage. Japan is in a stage of maturity, or maybe even beyond maturity, in their economy, in society. Vietnam is still very much up and coming, so they have very little to lose and everything to gain. So of course, they are more opportunity driven. There are more chances for them than threats, because basically, if you have nothing to lose, then there's only way but forward. But how does that compare to Japan? Maybe in just after the war period. At that time, perhaps the attitude was different, or were they already similar to?
Okay, let me try to explain a little bit about the characteristic among Vietnamese and Japanese. Japanese, why they're going to get rich, the average people, and no disparity. Why? Because this is working hard, more hours, rather than Vietnamese. Vietnamese, they do not working hard, long hours, like Japanese, 16-hour a day, and afterward too. Like my age is working very hard, but not like that. But they are Vietnamese, my friend, some of those very rich. They have lots of many hospitals, and they have very big house and also the big business they are doing. The reason is, I just observe Chinese cases. They also they do not have any technology or like advanced something, nothing else. But that's just only one advantage compared with Japanese. They are very much open-minded. Any kind of agreement or negotiation is capable, and also always they believe share profit. So that's the reason why many people with partner network we're going building up, and also
is that shared profit? Basically, that's kind of win-win, right?
Righteousness. Win-win is different. Win-win is
exactly.
No. American people say win-win is I'm going to get them all. Type of win-win. They're not fair share. They're never fair share.
Well, if we look at the negotiation in
okay, I tell you, they conceal something. Okay, a fair share, because this is my product cost, this is my marketing cost, this is my something else. They reduce it, the remaining this is profit. This profit I'm going to share with you, but Chinese way is very different. Okay, net cost. Okay, net cost. Okay, not additional cost. Net cost. Okay, not headquarter cost. Everything else. No, this is net cost, raw material cost. So after we're going to take it out from total sales price. Now is just 80% remain. From 80% we're going to consider from headquarter cost and marketing cost and some advertising, something else, and then reduce and remaining is 40%. 40% will share. No, Chinese way not different. Okay, we're going to share 70, 80, whatever, but you need to involve marketing and something else and an effort you can involve. So I'm going to share with you. Not cost, not profit, not cost, everything. Open my cost structure, everything else. But American way of life, win-win is different. Win is okay. I'm feeling win. Also, you will feel win. Not egalitarian, not share.
No.
But Chinese way, completely share.
I don't know. Well, it's Pareto.
This is Confucius, okay? Confucius is 100% share everything. I'll open everything. Whatever you want, I'm going to give you information, cost, or engineering, just knowledge or whatever. I will show you everything. This is Chinese.
If we,
I believe Vietnam is very similar to Chinese because some people very, very rich. Why they got so rich? Okay, not majority. Okay, minority like a Chinese, 5%, 10% rich. Because why they get rich is. This is a sort of Confucius mind. Confucius mind, they have. Okay, I'm going to share everything. I open everything.
But why would that make them rich? Because basically that's just the way they do business.
Reason is trust relationship network is expanding endlessly. Because if you're going to doing business with you, you can give me opportunity.
But
So-
do they get their money from import-export, or do they get money
no,
from...
any kind. Like my friend is there managing huge hospital. He is not export. He's
Okay,
just domestic.
no, exactly. So basically, this not hospitals need to be built. The hospitals need to be owned. So people own hospitals and etc. But what makes that doesn't mean that they are successful because they share everything equally.
今度そこにある。
Oh. あ、高橋さん、ここで大丈夫よ。
No, it's okay. We have another one here.
Okay.
すいません、ちょっとお借りします。
This is my okay. Why I'm thinking about this kind of things. China disparity I studied that I find out this. Why? How come they are so rich? Very rich. China is very terribly rich. But reason why I can't explain is that the other another factor or reason. Can you explain? Do you know
Well,
that
I mean,
China like they have?
But is that? But I really don't see how that makes them rich. It's just the way that they do business. The way that you share the benefits of doing business is not a driver of becoming rich, yes or no. It's basically just the way that they do it. It's business culture, but it's not the reason why they become rich. They become rich because they have cost advantages. They have a way to actually secure the benefits of their business to themselves, and because I don't see any examples of real open sharing and being honest in negotiations and things like that at all.
But you know how are you going to explain for the rich people in Vietnam and China?
Well, however, that's basically because there is an economic opportunity, because they have a cost advantage, because they have a way.
No, my question, no, not the simple explanation I want to get from you. This is compared with like Singapore, Singapore rich people and Japanese rich people. Well, it's 10 times richer. Even though the manufacturing company, they factory 500 employees, but they have 25 meters pool and big house. But Japanese never they have kind of this person in Japan. Okay? But they are doing business very well, and they are.
Probably because they don't pay taxes and they.
No. Singapore is they pay tax.
Yeah, sure, Singapore, but yeah, of course,
But
Singapore is different.
no,
Singapore is
well,
like.
I'm talking about all Indonesian, all Asian, overseas Chinese is rich people, very rich.
Well, because basically, Uno-san, they don't share. I mean, I mean, it's not like there is so much more money.
Okay,
being
they
made.
don't share, but
No.
how come they're so rich? It's impossible to doing just only manufacturing, on doing retail, on something else. It's impossible to get so much money.
Well, basically, maybe because it's a very small, tight-knit network that's putting pushing the benefits towards each other.
Okay, I tell
Because
you.
there is-
I tell you, not 30 years. Only 1 decade they got rich. China same, Vietnam same, Singapore same. Only past 10 years. How come?
Well, because a small number of people. I mean, we can look at how much money flew into the country. So you have endogenous and exogenous growth. Endogenous growth is the growth that came from within China. Now that generally people benefited, but there is a small group of people that could benefit much more than the rest because they have a tight-knit society. The way that they put business and give business towards each other. If they don't share it, they just keep the profit. It's not like there is so much more value being added. So somehow people got extremely rich. That can only mean that there's a very small group of people that manage to keep the wealth for themselves. It's not a unique way of doing business that makes business better. It's just a description of the way that they do business that they feel comfortable with, that they share the profit and basically they feel comfortable of doing business with each other. But it doesn't mean that because of that the economy has become much more successful or those things. It's just the way of the way the wealth is being distributed.
Yeah, for example, my friend is Singaporean, he just employs 300, 400 employees and they have 2 factories in China. And they are making some electrical some components, very simple one. But he is very rich. but what you said, okay, conceal the profit. Also, my wife, his brother-in-law in Los Angeles, he's just doing very good business. He's just importing some software from China to the selling to the States. But how come they got so much money? It's impossible. I don't know why. This is my question.
Well, there is
For example,
also
he
lives in the States, right?
one is living, one is living in Singapore, but all those people, they are dealing just sort of a tiny part or something, tiny software. They are asking my.
Did you ever consider the fact that maybe actually, what I saw a documentary on Chinese rich kids living in the States, extremely rich. They live in big houses and big cars and everything. It's like they really live a big fancy life. How did they get so rich? Well,
Yeah, this is my question.
Well, actually, they are not that rich. The money that they have is actually money that's being brought out of the country. They are providing a jumping board for rich people once they are done, once they get out, to get out of China and to take control over all those properties. It's exactly like in Russia. There is a small group of people surrounding Putin and they're really influential. But Putin doesn't have that much money. But there are so many people around him who have lots of money. They are basically holding his wealth for him. So the people that you see that look extremely rich maybe are not the ones that actually have the money. They are just using that money to prepare for other people to come and collect it.
What do you mean? I don't understand why.
Well, like those rich
You mean
kids.
the borrowed money? Borrowing money?
No, not actually. It's not really borrowing money. It's. I don't think there is even an official relationship. But those rich kids actually, there's a lot of money that's flowing into the United States. Basically, no taxes are being paid. It can be criminal money, doesn't matter, or corruption money. Everything flows into the States, and there's somebody there who's collecting the money but basically accumulating wealth, and for the future when the real owners, the people who really make the money will just get out of the country and enjoy those riches. So those kids, they never made any money, but it's basically money that comes
standing
from.
in the middle of the money.
Yeah, exactly. It's, they're just a straw man.
So why they could get on the board or money from?
Well, basically their family or their trusted relations or whatever. Mm. So they're not really the ones who are really rich. They're just basically entrusted with that money, and they can enjoy a rich lifestyle, fast cars, etc. Because it's only a fraction of all the money that they need to take care of.
Still like my former family and my friend in Asia Pacific. I understand Philippines. This is lives and corruption.
Yeah, Indonesia, like.
Indonesia.
True. In Indonesia, there's also a small group of people who.
Yeah, Indonesia is
everything.
Philippines, very similar. Philippines, their lives over, they own the mine or mineral industry and so forth. They are so rich, and they have very close relationship with government.
Yeah.
I understand, but it's difficult for me to understand. But it is be considered for the Indonesia case. Is the overseas Chinese is different. Malay is just a very heavy connection and corrupted. But overseas Chinese
Isn't it more related to the fact that basically the way that you have cultural proximity, but you also have the way that you're doing business. It's just different. It's not making one more successful than the other. It's just different. Because what matters ultimately in business is how much your ventures generate in revenue. Now, the way that they are doing business does not automatically mean that it's being more successful. That way of doing business makes more money. It's conducive to business if you.
Okay, I give you one example. I just recently I decided to publish a book by Amazon, and a couple book is already submitted in Amazon and Kindle, but couple book is still not yet in Kindle. And then I asked the publisher, and one of the very large, publishing book company president told me, "Craig, it's okay, you can do it." And he never concerned about their right for publishing. And then a small company, publishing company president, I asked him, "Can I publish this in Kindle?" He said, "No, this is I have a right, so you can do that. I'm going to talk with you, negotiate." It means he need some portion of money he wanted to get from me, not like 70%. Okay, I can publish book 70%, I get profit to sell. But he just a small publishing company book is president told me, "No, we need to discuss." It means he wants some money. Maybe he wants to 50 and he will give me 20 or something instead of 10%. Maybe he's too much, right? So two types exist. And the other one is new book that I published. This is I asked him, "Are you going to submit a Kindle?" He said, "No, up to you. I'm going to do it." And then I answer for him. I'm going to prepare by myself. He said, "Okay." And later, a couple of days later, he's going to tell me, he consider okay for money. And then, okay, I said yes, but later I'm going to also submit this book in the Kindle. At this time, you need to retreat from legislation. And this is, I have also like this publishing book, right? He said, told me. So three types of person. The third one is not experience. First one is just Confucius righteousness. Second one is poor person, poor type.
But my point is that that's.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
It means what I wanted to say. If he consider for the customer or the partner, in his mind he's going to share the profit or not. And the first one is share profit. Okay, this is because this is 3 years ago. Oh, okay. If you don't try to do that, you can say.
Yeah, but you're not sharing it either.
Right? Second person is even if so 3 years ago, but he want to get money, right? So his mindset is he don't want to share profit.
Yeah, but you are not sharing it with him, are you?
No. It's mine. Okay. He's going to deal with me forever, or.
But he also invested money in publishing your book. Right?
No. My point is different. First person is he want to keep contact with me forever. Second person is cut it out. He just want to stick to this product, and he don't doing business with me anymore. Third person he does not know the business how to do it. So three types exist in the world, right? And I'm talking about Confucius based on the righteousness. Is the first person. Always he's thinking about next year, 10 years later, what kind of relationship among each other. This is the Japanese people, Japanese company, I tell you, Japanese company, almost none of companies thinking about that. Only immediate, the second time, immediate contract. And sticking too much for the contract in detail. So Asian company, they don't want to do business, Japanese company. It's getting bored, too much sophisticated, complicated for doing business. They need to stick in the problem. But overseas China is different. And usually they're talking about, "Oh, you don't need to consider for contract." Believe me, they will always say, but this is really risky. Of course, we need to check in for the kind of problem occurred. We're going to do in tough negotiation anyway, even counterparty Chinese. But most important thing is their mindset. Okay, their fundamental mindset is completely different from Japanese. They're thinking about 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. In a lifetime, until you will die. They're thinking about this is a partner. That's the reason why their connection, partner connection, not collectivism.
But I mean, this is also attitude that has been. I think that will be sustained forever. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's also based on the fact that all these business people.
You said filial piety is forever. This is filial piety. Japanese don't have it already. They had 150 years ago. They had period of piety is forever. They never change their mind. Don't misunderstand. This is very
Okay,
stupid.
but I want to know. I'm not sure whether
Japanese, they don't have it, okay?
This is your assessment, but first of all, okay, no, let's focus on this point first. What will it be like if China will stop growing and they will stop making money and things become more tight? It's not automatically future business will be profitable.
Oh, don't misunderstand. 6.5% is 1.3 billion. We need to just only focus on 300 million people. 300 million people is working on the growth GDP, not 1 billion. 1 billion, they don't do nothing at all. Okay, west side of China and also some south side of China people, this is very poor. That's the reason I go to this Wednesday, I surveyed to find out only 300 million, the same as American people population. All those people sustain GDP, okay. And that still 6.5 is unbelievable growth. This is average, right? Right, take out the 1 billion, the growth is still very high. It's still 6.5.
But I mean, it's going to be more difficult for China because there are now. I mean, China. Forgive me, maybe that's too crude of a assessment, but one of the reasons China didn't have unique
Right.
Technology
No,
or
nothing,
knowledge or
nothing,
anything.
nothing.
Basically, they were cost leaders. They had lots of capacity. There was a way that you can wheel and deal and find your way into China and produce something at lower cost, which could make you a cost leader.
No,
and
not lower cost, way more. This is their GDP is very high. So if you go
no, I'm talking about 20, 30 years ago when the first
Oh
people
yes,
did
it's
it.
not now.
So basically that's that was the way that they got benefits, but they have lost that cost edge because basically there are other
So
countries.
this is my question. How come they just sustain 6.5% growth and they are richer
Well,
people,
do you believe it?
richer and richer, and also just past 10 years.
But do you believe it?
Of course, my friend is so rich, you know,
Yeah,
and I tell you.
but he's your friend. But
No, I tell you, their official GDP is 3 times bigger than Japan. Just only past 10 years, they are the same as Japan. Only 10 years. Now it's 3 times bigger than Japan.
Yes, but
Total
honestly,
GDP.
they are more than 10 times more. They have 10 times more people. So if you grow 5% faster, but you have to multiply that by 10.
No, I know those people in all over China. Those people is not the same. Actually, last week I told you, majority of people is very poverty, like very similar to the lifestyle is monkey. Okay, very dirty house, and they just agriculture business. Half of population, 700 million people is farmers. It's very poor. They cannot do anything at all, right? So this is different from us. European people, Japan people consider those people, oh, they equal, egalitarian. No, not the egalitarian. Do you know, yesterday and the People Public Committee decided, okay? People Committee is just open now. They decided, 5,000 people get together, okay? What they decided? They try to handle poverty people, they're so much frustrated. Ilking, it's a cold problem. So what they made decision is, okay, telephone, SMS cost is now until toward the end of the year, free. All population free. Telephone, SNS, data handling free. Okay, because they analyze poor people, cost of living, and telephone charge is very high percent of telephone. I don't know, I'm sure maybe 30 or more, or 50 of those.
Really?
Yeah.
30%?
Yeah, because the poor people is monthly money is about less than 500 US dollars. Less than 500 US dollars, okay? And which means, annual, monthly is $50. Monthly $50, they need to pay for, okay, telephone. Do you know how many telephone handy phone in China? It's more than billion handy phone spread all over China. Billion means almost everybody owns a handy phone.
Yeah.
It's the cost of the monthly farmers, they have only monthly $50 US life, and they need to pay $10, $15, or 30%, right? $10-15 they should pay for the SNS and buying internet for something, right? Recently, every Chinese buy some food from everything by internet. They deliver free delivery or something. And sort of things, just okay, just the People Republic of China, this committee decided, oh, toward the end of the year, it's free, otherwise the population is frustrated and we're going to be a problem, right? This kind of things is prevailing in China. And also, you have skeptical of China's growth, but this is, in the world, America accepts that growth, China's growth. That's the reason why Trump increased the defense budget. Do you know why Trump increased defense budget? It's simple. China is every year continuing 10% defense cost is increasing. It means consider for 10% growth. Obama is decreasing. It's considered for next 10 years. China supersede.
But America is still spending a lot more. Just looking at percentages is.
Don't misunderstand. PPP comparison, and they just human resource cost is 1/10 still. Or farmers, they have military people farmers. Military people farmers. Okay, just I told you, poor people is $500 a year, right? All those sons and daughters they send to the military, get money. And military very cheap. So as many as possible they can get soldiers. America is different. It's very expensive. And retired soldiers, do you know that? They got free health care and free insurance.
And they retire at 55 or something.
Yeah, and the free health care, free insurance, and everything they federal something charges free. Everything else they can get advantage. And tremendous cost they need to pay. China is nothing. So some things we need to consider, even if, okay, some figures, okay, I agree with you, China will go to making fake figures, lot of fake figures, but still they're steadily growing.
Well, I mean, basically they are growing because pure demographics. I mean, it's a huge country, and they come from zero to come up 5-6%. That's from zero to almost zero. That's not so hard.
You Westerners people know because I am of my